Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the news from Saba Satellite Channel from Marib. Let's begin with the headlines.
President Al-Alimi discusses political and economic developments with GCC ambassador.
Prime Minister bin Buraik praises GCC role in supporting Yemen's reform efforts.
World Anti-Doping Agency praises Yemen's seizure of drugs and crackdown on smuggling networks.
Welcome back. We begin from Aden, where President Dr. Rashad Mohammed Al-Alimi received today, Thursday, at Ma'ashiq Presidential Palace, the ambassador of the Gulf Cooperation Council, Sirhan Al-Marikher. The meeting reviewed the latest political and economic developments, along with progress achieved in the government's comprehensive reform program. Discussions highlighted the positive impact of these reforms on the stabilization of the national currency and the regional and international support required to reinforce ongoing successes and meet the aspirations of the Yemeni people in ending the humanitarian crisis created by the Iran-backed Houthi militia.
The President conveyed on behalf of the Presidential Leadership Council and the government profound appreciation to the GCC and its General Secretariat for their steadfast support of the Yemeni people and their constitutional legitimacy. He also commended the honorable positions and exceptional efforts of GCC member states in backing Yemen across multiple sectors. The meeting was attended by Minister of Foreign Affairs and Expatriates, Dr. Shaya Zindani, and Director of the Presidential Office, Major General Saleh Al-Baqaleh.
Prime Minister Salim Saleh bin Buraik praised the Gulf Cooperation Council for its vital role in supporting Yemen's comprehensive reform efforts in advancing national stability. The Prime Minister received GCC Ambassador Sirhan Al-Marikher, who conveyed the greetings of Secretary General Jassim Al-Badawi and reaffirmed full support for Yemen's reform directives.
Discussions focused on expanding Yemen-GCC partnerships, implementing outcomes from the first National Energy Conference in Aden, and sustaining improvements in the national currency and inflation control. Prime Minister bin Buraik emphasized that bold economic and institutional reforms will continue despite challenges posed by war and Houthi militia actions, highlighting the need for GCC support to translate reforms into tangible benefits for citizens, especially in public services and the energy sector.
The GCC ambassador praised the ongoing reforms in the National Energy Conference for setting a clear long-term vision, reaffirming the Council's commitment to Yemen's stability and development.
In Aden, Prime Minister Salim Saleh bin Buraik met with the newly appointed Russian ambassador Yevgeny Kudrov to discuss boosting bilateral ties. The meeting focused on cooperation in energy, transport, infrastructure, trade and investment, as well as enhancing maritime security in the Red Sea and Gulf of Aden.
Bin Buraik praised the historical partnership between Yemen and Russia, stressing the government's commitment to attract reliable international partners for strategic energy projects, both conventional and renewable. The leaders also reviewed progress from Yemen's first National Energy Conference in Aden, setting priorities for investment in the electricity sector and institutional reforms to support economic recovery.
Both sides reaffirmed their commitment to sustainable peace and broadening cooperation in key economic sectors, while addressing challenges posed by ongoing Houthi attacks on infrastructure and shipping. The Russian ambassador reiterated his country's support for Yemen's reform agenda and peace efforts, highlighting the importance of joint initiatives in energy and infrastructure.
Yemen's Prime Minister emphasized today the central role of the private sector in driving economic recovery and investment. Prime Minister Salim Saleh bin Buraik met with Abu Bakr Salim Ba'ubaid, head of the Aden Chamber of Commerce, to discuss challenges facing the private sector, including illegal fees, slow port procedures and smuggling.
The Prime Minister stressed that removing obstacles for businesses is a top government priority and highlighted that state-private sector partnership policy as a framework for transparency and a stable business environment. He added that this partnership ensures market stability, supports reforms and encourages local and foreign investment, while the private sector confirmed its full readiness to collaborate to strengthen Yemen's economy.
This renewed government-private sector partnership marks a new phase in Yemen's economic recovery, aimed at fostering investment, transparency and sustainable growth across the country.
In Aden, Yemen today celebrated World Food Day and the International Day of Rural Women with a special ceremony honoring the country's rural and coastal women. The Minister of Agriculture, Irrigation and Fisheries, Salim As-Suqatri, recognized 26 outstanding women, including ministry staff, for their vital role in agricultural and fisheries development.
As-Suqatri highlighted the ministry's national strategies for agriculture, fisheries, food security and animal health, which include development projects specifically aimed at supporting rural and coastal women. He also announced a new dairy project supported by the UN Industrial Development Organization, targeting 1.8 million school students through milk distribution programs, which will help boost national dairy production.
The minister inaugurated an exhibition showcasing food, handicraft and professional products from women across Aden, Lahj and Abyan, and directed the inclusion of a special pavilion for rural and coastal women in the National Honey Exhibition, set for January 2026.
In another context, Yemen is calling for stronger international action to confront escalating Houthi and Iranian threats to maritime security and the Red Sea and Gulf of Aden. The appeal came during Yemen's address at the International Maritime Organization's General Assembly in London.
Yemen reaffirmed its commitment to peace, stability and international law, urging world powers to confront what it described as the dangerous escalation by the Iran-backed Houthi militia, threatening global shipping lanes and enabling continuous weapon smuggling.
Addressing the IMO General Assembly, Ambassador Dr. Yassin Saeed Nu'man praised the support pledged by several nations, including the UK and Saudi Arabia, to strengthen Yemen's Coast Guard as part of broader efforts against piracy, terrorism and arms trafficking.
He warned that Houthi attacks have targeted more than 115 commercial vessels over the past 2 years, sinking 5 ships and causing severe environmental damage along the Red Sea and Gulf of Aden. The ambassador stressed that securing these strategic waterways, through which over 15% of global trade passes, is essential for regional and international stability, welcoming ongoing EU maritime security programs and expanded technical support to Yemen.
In a significant development, the European Union is sharpening its tone toward the Houthi militia, stressing that there will be no leniency toward attacks threatening regional and international navigation. The EU's ambassador to Yemen, Patrick Simonet, affirmed the European nations have condemned Houthi attacks in the Red Sea in the strongest terms, stressing that the bloc takes the threat to international shipping very seriously.
In an interview with Al-Sharq Al-Awsat, Simonet revealed that EU members are currently discussing all options, responding to questions about whether Brussels might formally classify the Houthis as a terrorist organization.
He reaffirmed that the EU's priority remains bringing Yemeni parties back to negotiations while supporting UN-led efforts and advancing the roadmap toward political settlement. Simonet also highlighted Europe's commitment to empowering the Yemeni government and the Presidential Council to push forward economic reforms.
Observers say the EU's position marks a positive shift after years of humanitarian-focused engagement. Simonet praised Saudi Arabia's developmental and humanitarian role in Yemen, noting strong alignment between Riyadh and Brussels on Red Sea security and the need for a coordinated international approach.
The Yemeni delegation was led by Dr. Jamal Al-Ja'di, Deputy Minister for Planning and Policies at the Ministry of Higher Education. Dr. Al-Ja'di presented a research paper titled Promoting Integrity and Combating Corruption in Yemen's Academic Curricula, highlighting the serious impact of academic corruption on development and social justice.
He stressed that teaching integrity and embedding transparency in curricula are essential steps to strengthen trust and improve the quality of higher education. Yemen currently ranks 176th out of 180 countries in the 2022 Corruption Index, highlighting the urgency of national reform efforts.
The paper provides a practical framework for instilling integrity in educational institutions, offering strategies to combat corruption and support a more accountable academic system. Yemen's participating emphasizes the country's commitment to academic transparency and anti-corruption, paving the way for stronger education and development outcomes.
The World Anti-Doping Agency commended the Yemeni authorities for intercepting hundreds of kilograms of illegal substances for last month. Interpol's coordinator in Yemen revealed that Iranian and Syrian groups transferred drug manufacturing lines to Yemen following the fall of the Assad regime.
Authorities noted that these networks exploited the war and economic crisis to transfer amphetamine factories and other banned substances, trade which helps fund the Iran-backed Houthi militia. Gunther Younger, head of investigations at the Anti-Doping Agency, said the operation resulted in the seizure of 447 kilograms of drugs, mainly amphetamines, during operations across Yemeni territories and at sea, demonstrating Yemen's growing capacity to monitor illicit trade.
Interpol coordinator Colonel Murad Al-Radwani added that the raid uncovered Yemen's first modern drug manufacturing facility, equipped with advanced machinery. A major step against international smuggling networks. The operation highlights Yemen's determination to fight drug trafficking while dismantling networks that fund militia activity and threaten regional security.
This has been the news from Saba Satellite Channel from Marib. Thank you for watching and have a good time.